The needle slid in before I could speak. Cold fire bloomed through my arm. The alien doctor froze. His 4 eyes widened, pupils collapsing into pinpoints. He leaned close and whispered, voice shaking. Humans were never meant to survive this. Alarms did not sound. That was worse. The medical bay of Station Halcyon went quiet. Too quiet, like the universe holding its breath. Blue lights dimmed. Machines recalibrated on their own. My heart thudded once, hard, then steadied. I waited to die. Nothing happened. The doctor backed away, hands trembling. His coat fluttered as if the air itself was disturbed around me. That compound rewrites cellular limits, he said. It was for the keep regard, for warcasts only. My skin prickled. Veins along my forearm glowed faint silver, then faded. I swung my legs off the table. The doctor hissed. Do not move. Your species lacks the stabilizing genome. You should be screaming. I checked my body. No pain, no weakness, just heat, focus, a sharp clarity like the world had switched to high definition. I feel fine, I said. The bay doors slid open. 2 security drones drifted in, weapons warm, sensors flaring. Containment breach detected, they intoned. The doctor stepped between us, brave, stupid. It was my error, he said. The human is already dead. Dead apparently was me. The drone scanned. Red light washed over my chest. My pulse spiked. The floor vibrated, not from the drones, from me. Cracks spiderwebbed across the tile beneath my boots. I had not moved. I had not pushed. The vibration rose anyway, like pressure escaping a star. The drones recalculated. Anomaly confirmed. They fired. I raised my arm without thinking. The beam bent. Not reflected. Bent, curving around me as if reality had decided. I was an obstacle it preferred to avoid. Silence slammed back into the room. The drones hovered, confused. One shut down midair and clattered to the floor. The doctor stared at me like he was seeing a myth crawl out of a textbook. Impossible, he breathed. The compound should collapse your organs in seconds. My heart hammered. The heat surged again, then settled. I could feel everything. The station hum, the drone's power cores, the distant footsteps of crew running toward us. I clenched my fist. The silver glow returned, brighter this time. Doctor, I said, voice steady despite the chaos. What exactly did you inject me with? He swallowed. The last answer humanity was never meant to ask. They did not come for me. They came for the doctor. Security teams flooded the corridor outside the medical bay. Heavy boots, plasma rifles, authority in every step. The kind of force used when something breaks the rules of the universe. The doctor grabbed my sleeve. You must leave now. Too late, I said. The door vaporized inward. Kepri guard poured in, tall and armored. Their exoskeletons etched with old war symbols. Their leader scanned me once and stiffened. That signature, he said. That is impossible. I felt it too. The compound inside me was not just active. It was learning, adapting. The guard raised his rifle. Terminate the human. Secure the physician. The doctor shouted something in his language. It sounded like a prayer. The rifle fired. Time slowed. Not around me, for me. I stepped forward. The blast hit my chest and unraveled. Energy threads snapping apart like they had forgotten how to stay angry. Heat rolled over my skin and vanished. The room erupted. More shots. More noise. More fear. I moved. I did not run. I did not charge. I simply decided where I needed to be. The floor bent under my steps. Gravity leaned my way. One guard flew backward, armor folding like thin metal. Another slammed into the ceiling and stayed there, pinned by invisible force. I stopped in the center of the bay. Silence fell again. My hands shook, not from fear, from restraint. The guard leader lowered his weapon slowly. That compound amplifies potential, he said. It does not create it. What are you? I searched myself for an answer. I remembered late nights fixing broken tech with duct tape and hope. Humans surviving radiation storms, plagues, failed colonies, making homes where the universe said no. I am human, I said. We adapt. Alarms screamed across the station. New voices cut in over comms, admirals, scientists, politicians, who had never risked their own skin. Contain the subject. Do not damage the asset. Repeat, the human is not to be terminated. Asset. The word burned hotter than the compound. The doctor collapsed against a console. It is worse than I feared, he whispered. The compound is not killing you because your species has no fixed ceiling. You evolve mid-crisis. I felt it then. The compound was no longer leading. I was. Beyond the walls, the station shuddered. Something massive approached, ancient, hostile, drawn, by the signal now echoing from my cells. The guard leader looked at the sensors, then back at me. "That thing outside hunts gods," he said quietly. I met his gaze. Then it picked the wrong human. The thing outside the station did not knock. It pressed. Space warped like glass under a thumb. Hull plating screamed. Lights died row by row. Ancient sensors named it in dead languages. Devourer, God-hunter, ender of cycles. The station commanders argued. Evacuation vectors failed. Weapons refused to lock. I felt it before anyone spoke. It was listening. Listening to me. The compound surged, but this time it waited. Like it knew I would decide what came next. The doctor staggered to my side. "If you release it fully," he said, "your body may not stop changing." I looked at my hands. Human hands, scarred, shaking. "Neither will the galaxy," the guard leader said. I stepped toward the observation window. The void stared back, black and endless, bent around a shape too large to hate properly. I thought of Earth, of humans surviving ice ages with fire and stubbornness, of colonies built on mistakes, of refusing to stay extinct. I made my choice. I opened the door inside myself. The compound did not explode. It aligned. Heat became order. Power became purpose. Gravity straightened around me like a spine finding courage. I spoke, not loud, not soft, everywhere. The devourer recoiled. For the first time in recorded existence, it hesitated. I reached out, not with strength, but with understanding. I showed it something new, a species that did not dominate by perfection, but by refusal to quit. A race that turned limits into ladders. The devourer screamed without sound. Then it folded. Not destroyed, redirected, cast out of this layer of reality like a failed thought. The station fell silent. I collapsed to my knees. The silver glow faded. My heart pounded, painfully human again. Medical teams rushed in. Guards lowered weapons. No one spoke. Finally, the doctor knelt in front of me. "You should not exist," he said softly. I smiled weakly. We hear that a lot. Across the galaxy, alarms stopped. Borders shifted. Old empires rewrote doctrines. Humans were reclassified that day. Not as fragile, not as assets, but as adaptive anomalies. And somewhere deep in the dark, ancient things learned a new fear. Not gods, not weapons, just humans, who refused to stay small,